Paul, you came to me a couple of days ago, Paul, and Caleb, this is kind of unfolded in just the last couple of days for Paul and me. We have a sales team in the office there. Behind Paul is 36 custom workstations, 36 screens, and a room for 36 ninjas to do their work. We call them ninjas because they're fast and they're young and they're just great at what they do. So they're definitely live up to the term Digi Ninja. But we have some of those ninjas who are learning to sell, and I always use you as an example of how to sell properly. And a couple of days ago, Paul was talking to the salespeople. They were asking you about cold calling, Paul, and I'm gonna bring this into the chat. But tell us how the conversation went, Paul.
Well, basically, when you see people that are experienced and they know how to do it well, they're successful, they're getting sales, they have repeat customers, things like that. So as a new salesperson, they're trying to kind of know, like, hey, man, what's the secret sauce? I mean, how do I get in on this kind of thing? And we always tell people that you have to do cold calling. That's kind of where you start. If you don't have an accounts list, you start cold calling. So the question was, they were asking, they're like, well, when you reach a certain level, like Caleb or Billy or somebody like that who's had experience and have been doing it a long time and successful, are they still cold calling? So that was my question to Billy was, hey, man, are you still doing cold calls?
Yeah. So I got to thinking about that, Caleb, because you and I, we put a lot of emphasis on our sales training and our ability to close dealers, to close customers, and cold calling has always been a part of any startup business that I have created or any dealership that I took over. And you even mentioned getting into that CRM and that DMS and getting the old, the orphan customers. But I have recently figured out, and in a more detailed manner, that sales is actually, it's wonderful to be great at sales and to have great sales skills. But if you properly market and advertise and tell the story of your valuable business, if you indeed have a business that's valuable, then you start creating leads. We've done this, Caleb, and my question is, have you always thought about it like this, to where it's marketing, lead generation, and then sales? Because we do the marketing right. We have email marketing campaigns. We have all sorts of different ways that we create leads. But primarily, the main way you and I create leads now is just by answering our phone or answering our email or answering our inbox. So what we've gotten right, and this may have been your plan the entire time, market, create those leads, and then use your sales skills. Because if you can have all the sales skills in the world, but if you don't have the proper marketing and people don't know about you, then you can't sell them anything.